Okay, I think this is number six. I've lost count. It's pretty bad that I've lost count, and it's like five or six. Definitely not seven. Like you think I'd lose count around like 120 fucking five, but no, I've lost count within the first fucking 6 or 7 weeks of doing this. What a fucking idiot. Right then, so back from the Body Power Expo. Had a really, really good time. To be fair, I was dreading it. I must admit, I was dreading it. Like last year, I really didn't enjoy it that much. Like I really enjoyed like meeting up with people who I interact with on social media and all that sort of stuff. But because I hadn't been before, I didn't know what to expect. Like I hadn't been to any expos, and it was just cringy as fuck. Like everyone walking around with like no shirt on, all the just girls just wearing hardly anything. Like it was just a little bit like demeaning to them. I felt bad for some of them. Like I'm sure they weren't that bothered, but like I bet there was a few who just like sort of felt like they had to be dressing like that rather than like they want to be dressed like that. And like just the whole like that side of the industry, all the bodybuilding side of things, and like the physique sort of stuff and everything. Like obviously people accomplish a lot within those kinds of things, and like I'm not knocking them on from that perspective, but like you shouldn't have to be fucking selling yourself like that to try and sell products and trying to get sponsorships and everything. And it's a little bit bullshit, but just this year I knew what to expect, and I enjoyed it a lot more because I just fucking took the piss out of all the ones who I just thought were a fucking idiot, and I just avoided certain areas where I knew there'd be a shitload of fucking bros around with the fucking nips out. So I just left it. It was really good fun. I also think another part of why I enjoyed it so much is last year we actually stayed like at the venue. So like you've got the expo, and then the expo is always in the NEC arena, and then right next to that is like a big complex where there's like loads of restaurants, bars, and about three or four, maybe more hotels. And we stayed in one of those hotels. Whereas this year we commuted from the city centre into there. So like last year it was like you were constantly at the expo and you were always seeing these guys, and like you didn't really have any kind of like disconnect from it. Whereas this year you like there was a big disconnect because I was moving back to the city centre and there was nobody around from the expo there where like, in the hotel we were staying at. So that was really nice because there was a definite sort of end to the day. And then we got back, we got to just relax, we got to chill out with just like each other. Like we were with, I was with SBD and I was with Bulk Powders. So I got to meet a lot of the Bulk Powders guys who I haven't seen before because like obviously like SBD is a powerlifting company, and I see the majority of the people that, well, not a powerlifting company, but you know what I mean, like strength apparel, strongman, all that sort of stuff. And the majority of the people who I was there with, I see on a regular basis at competitions. So it's always fun catching up with those guys. And to be fair, it was all the girls, and I really had a good time with them, just gossiping and all that sort of shit. It was really funny. But Becky, Emma, Ems, Amy Spenno as well. Just got to catch up with them. Love those guys to bits. It was really fucking good. And just yeah. So because we were away all the time, we just got to like get to each other, get to know each other a bit more, and it's just really nice to see everybody like that. So I'm looking forward to the next ones. Um, I really hope that somebody puts on a big national strength expo. I said on my last YouTube video that I think it's about time that we get something like that sorted out, and just like I'd love it where we could have like a British Championships, like we could have the British Powerlifting Championships contested at an expo. I can't think of a better way to get more eyes on powerlifting and just to keep the continuation of the growth of the sport going. Like we really are starting to become like a legitimate sport now, and like it would just be really, really nice that to think that if we put something like that on in a few years' time, we might be as big or clipping at the heels of an expo like Body Power, and like we might allow some supplement companies to come in and do that sort of thing rather than it feeling like they're allowing us to come in and try and like sort of like come in off their back. I'd like it to be the other way around, where there's just like where there's a few supplement companies who are coming out the back of all the strength stuff, because I hate the fact that a sport I love and just a style of training that I love, all the strongman, all the strength stuff and everything, I hate the thought of that just being an afterthought to just people with abs, you know, people with abs and very little personality on a lot of them. You know, like you try and have a conversation about anything other than like fucking lat pull downs and crunches with them, and you'll be waiting for anything of substance coming out of the mouth. The majority of them, you know. But yeah, so quick summary of the whole thing. I say a quick summary. I'll probably about fucking 20 minutes yet, but who cares? So on the way down, fucking devastated. I screwed myself right over. So on the first body power video I did, I mentioned that I had an argument with one of the lads in the gym, and I just stormed out of the gym because I couldn't be fucking arsed dealing with him, and I ended up leaving my camera and all my chargers and all that sort of stuff at the gym, and I needed them because I really did want to document the experience this year, and also I needed to charge my phone all the time as well, and I couldn't be asked buying a new one when I got out there. So yeah, that happened. But there's no hard feelings with the actual argument. But I do want to just go over what happened with it, because like I want you to understand why this pisses me off. Okay, so basically, he just comes over. I was finished my session. Wasn't I was just clearing all my stuff up. I think I had to leave in about 10-15 minutes or so to go and catch my train. And he just comes over, and I forget what it was that he said, but it was like, oh yeah, I've got a mate who like does powerlifting. Like he says, all you guys take gear. Like, and I just thought, yeah, yeah, yeah. I just couldn't be asked talking about that shit. I hate talking about it. It just does me head in. It's just a really fucking boring thing to talk about. And like I gave him like a little like a sarcastic, yeah, 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 just to like get him to just stop talking about it. And he goes, no, no, but you do though, don't you? And I was like, no, no, I don't do any. I don't take anything. Look him dead in the eyes. I don't take anything. And he goes, fuck off. Come on. Like, be honest. I goes, well, I am being honest. I don't take anything. Like, I never have. I'm not going to say I never will, because I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But I can 100% tell you now, I've never took anything that's performance enhancing or illegal to take. And he goes, yeah, but you don't get drug tested. I goes, yeah, I do get drug tested. I get drug tested at competitions. And he goes, well, yeah, but what about out of competition? And he goes, well, we do try and get out of competition going, but like, resources are limited, and I have been tested out of competition where I've been coached out of competition and I've been pulled into the office and I've had to get my cock out and piss for you. So I mean, like, look, and he just kept going on, kept pressing me, and I goes, right, look, I'll be perfectly honest with you, like, I don't take anything. I don't really care if you believe me or not, but like, if you don't believe me, can we just stop talking about it, because you're really starting to piss me off now? And so he just kept going, he kept going, and in the end, I told him to go and fuck himself. I was really fucking fuming, really pissed off with it. And it's not so much the accusation of taking that stuff, because I totally get why people would think I would take things like that. Because I'm big, I'm strong, stronger than most, bigger than most, and the majority of these people who I am bigger and stronger than, they take shit anyway, and I'm still better than them. And like, I totally understand how most people's mindsets these days are this kind of like instant gratification thing, and half of them are expecting to take it, do very little in the gym, and then be fucking jacked and be as strong as anything. But they don't understand that I've worked my fucking arse off for the past 14 years of training, and like, I've put in fucking hell 3 to 4 hours a day most days of the week for the past 11 years that I've been a competitive powerlifter for. So the thing that really pisses me off is people assuming that I've taken shortcuts to get to where I am, and then to just be blatantly fucking called a liar to my fucking face. That's what pisses me off the most, okay? I'm very, very big on integrity. Like, if I took shit, I would just fucking admit it. If I took shit, I would leave the IPF that day, and I would move on, compete where I'm meant to compete. Like, I'm a big believer that, like, you shouldn't tell anybody what to put in their body. If I want to do that, I will do it. I don't want to do it right now, but if I do want to do it, I will. And I'm a big believer in just going and competing where you are and being honest about it, okay? There's this huge like stigma about taking that sort of stuff. And like it's not so much the act of taking that shit that is bad. It's the lying and the cheating that's bad. And that's one thing that I would never do. I would never cheat. And that's not so much that I'm a person of integrity. It is because I don't want to cheat for that, but it's not to please anybody else. It's because I don't want to cheat. Like, I couldn't live with myself if I won an IPF world title, but I knew that I'd been taking shit to get it. So all these people who go and win world titles and then get popped for fucking steroids, it's not the it's not the act of taking steroids that's made them a fucking weak person. It's the fucking cheating. Like, just go and fucking stay in your lane. Go and lift where you're meant to lift, and try and beat people on an equal playing field. That's the thing that pisses me off. But yeah, as I say, um, we kind of made up. I don't really care that much. Like if it wasn't for the gym, I wouldn't know him. So I wouldn't go as far to say that we're friends anyway. Like, we're acquaintances. So I'll be civil to him in the gym and everything. But if he doesn't believe me, I don't really give a fuck. He can go fuck himself as far as I'm concerned. But I'll keep it cool in the gym. So yeah, that's basically how I end up fucking myself over and end up having to spend about 40 quid because I had to buy a train ticket to get back to Liverpool from Crewe. Then I had to buy a new train ticket to get from Liverpool to Birmingham again. So that pissed me right off. So Mick, you can go fuck yourself for making me fucking have to spend 40 quid, you prick. Right then, so, oh my god. That hotel was so fucking posh. It was ridiculous. There was just no need for just how fucking posh that hotel was, I swear to God. I'm not going to get into the particulars of how much SBD paid for it and everything, but it was a pretty penny for 3 nights. And, God, I was just so common as fuck I am. So, I was checking in on the first night, and I was explaining the story and everything, and this guy was like, "Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. Oh, that must be horrendous for you." And you're just so nice and polite, and I'm here just in this fucking accent talking like this and everything. And I looked at the price on the thing. I was like, "Fucking hell." So he goes, would you like to put a credit card down for the mini bars?" Would I? Fuck, mate. I've seen how much it costs you. I'm not gonna even find out how much the mini bar's gonna cost. And he didn't find that as funny as I did. And he's going, so he's explaining the where I'm gonna be staying and everything. He goes, "You're going to be staying in the Rosemount. We don't have room numbers at the Hotel Duvan. We have all our rooms are named after fine wines and Chardonnays." And I'm just there going, "Oh, fucking champion, mate. That sounds class, lad." Oh, I just shouldn't be allowed in places like that. Yeah, oh, it was just, oh, God, he must think I'm an absolute fucking idiot, that guy. And at the actual expo itself, it was so nice. Putting faces to the names of people who I've been interacting with on social media from this country and everything, and just everyone was so nice. They had nothing but nice things to say to me. And it's always nice to hear nice things. I had a couple of guys sort of talk about me and how open I am about my mental health issues and things like that, and how it helps them deal with their stuff. And I've said it a few times, but just it's uncomfortable talking about that sort of stuff. And if I didn't feel it was helping me out, I definitely wouldn't do it. But being open and honest about that sort of stuff, and it is uncomfortable. But the fact that I know that it's helping someone who I don't know at some random part in the country or in the world, the fact that I know it's helping them sort of get through their issues and speak up about their issues and everything. My discomfort's a small price to pay for for the reward of it, knowing that it's helping somebody else out. And you know. So I'll always do that sort of stuff, and I'll always be as honest as I possibly can. But just hearing that and like just like, you know, just like sharing a hug with somebody because I've helped them through some shit like that, it's just, it means the world to me. And just everyone who was at the stalls, Bulk Powders and SBD, coming over just to say hello and everything, just thank you from the bottom of my heart. Like, it really just it makes my weekend, you know. And walking around some of the stalls, and you know, like, you could see people and you could tell the ones that were like putting on like an act for the people who have like who are looking up to them and everything. And it's disgusting. It really is disgusting. Like, you know, it happens once every blue moon, but maybe it's probably more frequent for some of these guys who have more followers and everything. And you know, I can totally understand how it might not be what you want to be doing at that point in time. I would have rather been in the gym and prepping for Worlds, but that's not the people who are coming to see me. That's not their fault. It's not their fault that body power falls on that dodgy time for us guys, you know? And it shouldn't even be a case of putting on a brave face. I just genuinely enjoy talking to everybody who I interact with and everything, and all that, you know? And like, the day I stop enjoying that sort of stuff, it's just the day I stop doing shit like that. I'm not gonna come over and I'm not gonna be fake for anybody. I'm just gonna be me. I'm always gonna be me. And if I don't enjoy doing that shit, then I won't do it anymore. But I think I think if I'm not enjoying that shit, it's probably because I'm not enjoying what I'm doing in terms of powerlifting, in terms of just fitness in general. I don't think that's ever going to happen with me. And if it does, as I say, I just won't do it anymore, including the actual sport that I'm talking about. I love meeting the people. I'm shit awkwardly. I'm shit socially. I'm very awkward when it comes to like working in gyms and things like that, and like talking to people who I don't know and all that sort of stuff. But like, in that kind of environment, knowing that I like, if somebody is coming over to talk to me, I'm very very comfortable then, because I'm talking about things that I enjoy, things that I'm confident in, and things like that. Whereas in the gym, it could you could be talking about anything, and like, I just don't really know how to keep conversations going, I guess. But yeah, if I ever stop enjoying that stuff, then I think it's probably going to be because I've just lost passion for what I do, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So I will definitely not. You'll always get me every single time. You'll always get me. You'll not have to worry about, even if I'm fucking knackered like I was for the majority of that weekend, you'll never have to worry about me just putting on a brave face and pretending that I'm enjoying myself. You know, I will genuinely enjoy talking to you and everything. So, you know, like, just the next time if you're at something like that and you're not sure if you want to, if you actually want to come over and say hello or whatever, just come over. I'm an absolute fucking bellend, and you know, you'll either love me or you'll hate me, but I don't give a fuck. Which reminds me, oh my god, I've talked about this so much, but this was one of my favorite moments of the whole weekend. So this young lad comes over, Alistair. Oh man, he was so funny. So he comes over, he goes, "Oh, can I get your picture?" He goes, "Oh yeah, of course you can," and everything. And just like, I didn't realize that his dad was taking pictures as we went along. But like, I was just stood there talking to him. I was just there talking to him at first, and he goes, "Right, I've got to be honest with you, Screamer. Right, when I first come across you on social media, I thought you were an absolute dick. But after seeing more of your videos and your posts, I fucking love you now." And I just gave him the biggest hug. I just made my day, you know. It was so fucking funny. And, you know, like, I totally get why some people wouldn't like me, but, like, I'm just me, you know. Like, I am just 100% me. Whatever you see on my videos, my posts, that is just me, what you'll see in person, you know. Um, and just that honestly just made my day. That the fact that I won him over, and he likes me now. So thanks, Alistair, because that was legitimately one of my favorite moments of the whole weekend. Maybe even my favorite. Yeah, just I honestly just like I couldn't be prouder to represent the companies that I went out there to represent as well. Like bulk powders have been really, really good to me. SBD has been Ben's been amazing to me. Like he could have easily fucked me off a couple of years ago, um, for the stupid shit that I did at the European Championships. But we're not going to get into that because I'm sick of it being brought up. Ben is public enemy number one for bringing that up every time I'm with him as well. But you know, just like I really do appreciate everything that Ben's done for me. Um, when he actually sponsored me, I was seriously considering stopping from competing. Like it would have been probably would have been a temporary thing, just purely because financially I just couldn't afford it and I couldn't justify like spending all the money that it was to go out there and everything. But like Ben's helped me out with that and everything, and like and since he started sponsoring me is when like maybe a couple of years after is when I've started to like sort of get a bit more popular and started to blow up on social media and everything, and now just like everything in terms of my notoriety and reputation as a lifter and my business, I'm a lot more busy now because he has given me the opportunity to keep competing. And you know, I wouldn't have set that world record, I wouldn't have got anything that I've gotten over this last 3 or 4 years. So to go out and represent Ben's company at something like that, and it's really important to him because obviously, like, this company's his baby, you know, like, and that belt in particular, like, you know, he comes out there and he's worked so hard, and just to see the company just growing from what it was from the very start, because I was one of the first guys that got in there as a sponsored athlete, and to just see what's going on with it now, I couldn't be any more proud to represent the company, and I couldn't be happier for Ben because he's worked hard and he's a fucking great guy, and just like like I'm a loyal guy, you know, like he's done a lot for me, and I'm never ever gonna forget that. So like, you know, I'm always gonna try and do whatever I can to help him and help SBD out because he won't even realize the impact he's had on my life, and for me to go and just help him out in any small way that I possibly can, it means the world to me. So thank you very much, Ben. I will forever be appreciative of everything that you've done for me. Uh, right then. So some of the cringier parts of body power. Oh my god, I can't believe that people fall for this shit. But there was a fucking company out there, I forget the name of it. I think it was Gym Pro or something like that. They had a model search competition, and it had the rules on the side of the booth. And rule one, you have to buy something from the booth. Like, then rule two, we'll take a picture of you in like a fucking, I think it was like one of those social media boards. So like an Instagram. So the picture would have looked like an Instagram post. You take a picture in that, and then they'll choose the best one, and then you get the chance to be one of their brand ambassadors. And it's just, how are people falling for this shit? You're not gonna get picked. Like, and if you do, right, they might say to pick 10 people. It probably would have took. They probably would have like sold 1,000 fucking things that people didn't necessarily want or need. They were just doing it to try and become a brand ambassador, and just it's that part of this industry that fucking pisses me off. Just what happened to just getting a good product, getting a reputation from fucking hard work and having good things and being good to people and everything, rather than just right then. So we want to make as much money as we possibly can. So we're going to put a competition on. You're going to buy something. We're going to pretend that you're going to become one of our brand ambassadors. And even if you do become one of our brand ambassadors, you're probably going to still need to pay more money because most of those guys have just get a discount on their apparel. They don't get it for free, and you're not going to get paid off these guys. And the whole thing's just fucking pathetic. We just need more. People need to be smarter, and the people who are in charge of these things need to stop trying to take advantage and make a fucking fast buck, because that is horrible. A horrible way to treat people. Awful. I really, really am pissed off about that. But, like, people are going to do it because, like, people are just so hung up on getting sponsorships so they can get more followers and get more likes. And it's just a weird, weird. Like, this is like a strange part of the world that we're living in now, in terms of, like, 10 years ago this wouldn't have happened, 15 years ago this wouldn't have happened. Like, everything is just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just a really, really strange situation now where just everything is so easily accessible. Like, if you want to go and if you wanna go and fucking buy a shitload of shopping, you don't have to travel to the shop anymore. You can just do it online, and then it comes to you the next day or a couple of days later, and you don't have to work very hard to get those things that you need. And it's the same sort of thing with, like, with supplements and all that. Like, people think that it's just a case of, right, I'm going to buy this product and then I'm going to look like that. But it's not going to work that way if you're not putting the graft in. And that's the one thing that's always going to happen. And, like, if people want to change their bodies now as well, you don't even necessarily have to work that hard. You can get surgery. And if you don't want to get surgery and you don't care about looking a particular way in person, but you just want to look good for your Instagram, you can just put your camera at this angle and you're going to look better than if you put it at that angle. You can fucking download an app where you can just totally change the way your body looks, and people are going to buy that shit. So if you're going to do that and then sell a program, then you're going to make a shitload of money. You don't actually have to look that good to make a living out of this company anymore. And that isn't a bad thing, but it's the way that happens that is bad, because you don't have to look good to be a good coach. You have to be knowledgeable. You have to be good with people. You have to show that you can get somebody from, like, average to great, or from shit to average, above average. You have to be able to show that you can progress people with your methods. That is a good way of not necessarily looking good, but being busy in this industry. However, it's so much easier to not look that good, put the camera in a certain way so that you look better, and then say, buy my booty program, or buy my abs program, or lose fucking 80,000 fucking pounds in 12 hours with my program. That was obviously an exaggeration, but I fucking couldn't think of anything logical to say. Just, we need to really just fucking strip back this whole industry and just then move forward, rather than just constantly trying to move forwards, because there's some good people with a shitload of knowledge out there who are getting disheartened and can't make a good living because there's a load of fucking charlatans who are just fucking, they're stealing a living, and they have no right to be stealing a living. But it's always going to be that way. But the thing that's gotten me through this over the last few years, because this has been a fucking personal gripe of mine for a number of years now, and I almost left this industry because of it. I was really, really considering going away and just, like, I want to become a firefighter, because it was something I could use my body with. I'm better with that than I am with, like, I don't like sort of sitting down doing fuck all. I've been that active in my life that I couldn't go and sit at a desk job. I couldn't really, like, pour. I probably could work in Costa because I fucking love coffee, but I couldn't work in an office. I couldn't just sit down and just do anything like that. But if I was to leave this industry to go and do something else, it would have to be something like manual labor. Like I'd work in a fucking factory just stacking shelves and all that sort of stuff. And you know, like it would be a shame because the fact that I persevered and I'm starting to grow a bit now as a coach. You know, I would have missed out on all this opportunity. But yeah, it's just it really is. It's a bad thing that's happening within the industry, and you know, I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world where just if we upped our standards so that certain people couldn't get in and just do whatever they fucking wanted. I think on the whole, temporarily to start off with, things would suffer, but I think in 10 years' time we'd be better off with that kind of a model than what we will be in 10 years' time with the way things are going right now. You know, personal training is a big example of what I'm talking about right here. I'm a good personal trainer and I'm a good coach because I spent the first 2 or 3 years of my career as a fitness instructor, and I got to make mistakes under the supervision of my boss at that job, other people. I got to learn things from people who were higher up. Now you don't even have to have had any kind of history of training in the gym. You can go and do a 6 week personal trainers course, and they're making that sound attractive to you because they're saying, right, you can earn £30 an hour straight away, and people are thinking, oh fucking hell, that sounds awesome, but they don't really have any kind of passion for it. They don't know what they're fucking doing. Like they haven't got a clue about anything, and they're just robbing money off you. These companies on these courses are robbing money off you because they don't tell you that, like, unless you know what you're talking about and you look good, which again I don't think that is the right thing. But there's so many personal trainers out there who know fuck all, who make a living because they look good, and they look good because they probably take some shit that is illegal. They just overtrain because they don't know about like progressive overload, and they don't know about training within your limits, and you know like they're getting these results so quickly because of the shit they're taking and just how much more volume they can handle. You know, like there's so much bad that goes on with that, and most people are going to go to the trainers who look good because they're going to assume that they know everything, but no trainer knows everything. I don't know everything. In fact, just today, one of my clients, Joe, she taught me something that she saw on a video about benching that I hadn't considered before. So we, so she said, I think it might be good if I bring my grip a little bit closer, which is something that I haven't recommended her do. She tried it and it felt better and she looked better. So I learned something today from one of my clients, and I think one of the things that makes me a good coach is that I will just openly admit that shit. If I don't profess to know everything, but if I don't know it, what I will do is go out and have a look for you, and then I'll give you my honest opinion based off that. And if I can't give you an honest opinion on it, then I'll try and put you in the direction of somebody who does know what they're talking about with that. It's more about sharing information than it is about retaining it all for yourself and you trying to look like you're the innovator and the originator of all these programs or these methods. Because let's be honest, we're at a point now where there's not really any new methods coming out, and things are almost going full circle. The thing that always stays true is the basics will always work. And I'm a very basic coach. It's just I know how to keep milking out progression with people, and that's what people want. People think they want the newest program and they think they want this and that, but people just want results. It doesn't really matter how they get those results, they just want those results. Right, so speaking of my coaching, what a fucking segue that was. Um, Update on the services. So, I'm gonna try and get that launched this week. I've filmed all the technique videos that you're gonna need. So because there's no direct coaching, I'm not just throwing you in at the deep end. So There's going to be an extensive video library which I'll add to all the time as I change the programs up as well. But you'll find out how to squat, bench, deadlift, all the assistance exercises that are on there. So the way it's going to work, you're going to choose, and this is not just for powerlifting as well, guys. If you want to drop some body fat, if you want to build some muscle, you're going to choose a primary goal, and you're going to get the best program that I've devised to achieve each of those things. So you choose the goal, I'll assign you to the correct Facebook group. The program will all be in there ready for you to go, and we just crack on from there. Any questions that you've got, I'll film a video each week to basically answer those questions, so I can basically, I mean, I don't know how many people's going to sign up, but eventually there could be a few hundred. So I can't possibly take the time to answer each individual question, but a lot of the questions will be the same. So I'll summarize the whole thing and give you a good video about that. I'm really excited about this. I'm you've got like an introductory email that comes with it which explains a lot of this stuff, but there's so much shitty coaching going on out there, and I do consider myself as one of the better coaches in the world now, and that's not a cocky thing to say. I just think that with my level of experience, not just as an athlete, but also as a coach now, I've made a lot of mistakes over the years, and I've learned from them, and I'm getting a lot better with all that sort of stuff. I do put myself up there as one of the top coaches in the world now. And, because of that, my one-on-one coaching reflects that. It's an expensive process. I've had some people say that I should be more expensive. Some people probably think I should be a bit cheaper. So this new service is all about trying to include as many people as possible. So it's going to be £30 a month, and I'm going to give you everything you're going to need to get the best, to become the best version of you that you possibly can. Whether that's through a fat loss goal, through a muscle building goal, through a strength goal, and you're not married to this program either. If you don't want to do it after the first month, first 2 months, fine, that's absolutely fine. My methods aren't for everybody, but they do work. So yeah, I'm hoping to try and get that rolled out soon. I need to upload all the videos. I need to just finish off with how I'm going to send the training out each week, all that sort of stuff. But once I've got all that working, it'll be up. And I'm just sick of all these people who are stealing a living and potentially fucking you guys up, who either don't have the budget to pay for an expensive program from myself or RTS or TSA, or for those people who just do it for a hobby and they know that they're not going to be competitive, so they don't want to justify spending hundreds of pounds a month. It's all totally acceptable. Totally, what's the fucking word? Not acceptable. Understandable. Stupid twat. Yeah, it's all totally understandable, and I wouldn't, if I wasn't in the position that I am right now, I wouldn't be looking to fork out hundreds a month. So I totally understand it. So this is a bit of a budget option, and you're still going to learn a lot from it. So I encourage you to jump on board when it comes in there, obviously, because I want more money. I've got fucking houses to buy, toilets to feed. Right then, so on to this week. So we've got the start of a new cycle this week. I don't know how today's going to go. I'm procrastinating like fucks. I don't want to go in there and train 'cause I'm still tired from the weekend, but I am going to go and get it done once I've gotten this video recorded. So, oh my god. Ugh. The good thing about the way I approached last week, my body weight isn't too much heavier. I am heavier, but it's not too bad. So, last week I weighed in at something like, so the way I weigh in with Avatar, I don't just weigh in on the day and present that weight. I weigh myself every day and I take an average of that weight, and then I post that. So my average body weight from the previous week, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm so tired. Ugh. My average weight from the previous week was something like 111.7, and because I knew that I was going away for the weekend, like a pretty long weekend, where I was going to be potentially eating some shit and not eating to like the way that I normally would like to, I dropped my macros from Monday to Thursday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I had a lot lower macros so that I could eat not what I wanted, but I could be a bit more liberal at the end of that, towards the end of that week, and for it not to impact me too much. So I was like 111.7 was my average weight for the previous week. The lowest I was on Thursday, where I was 111 on the dot. Oh, fucking hell again. And then after that, this morning, I'm weighing 112.3, but my average body weight was 111.8. So, you know, the although I am heavier now, the average isn't that bad. And, just a couple of days of being back to eating normal, I'm going to be right back to um, on the average from that previous week, 111.7, if not a little bit lighter. So everything's going well on the nutrition front as well. I'm increasing calories on a weekly basis, and my body weight is either coming down or it's staying about the same. So the reverse diet's going very, very well. Um, Long term plans on that, I'm gonna just keep reverse dieting as long as I don't put on too much body fat and body weight because I've got Worlds coming up in 6 weeks. Fuck me, Mac, do a nap. And then after that, I'm probably just going to continue the reverse diet. I think I'm going to continue that until up until after the British. Again, as long as I don't put on too much body fat. Cheeky. Um, yeah, so I mean, if I can get to the point where I can handle, four and a half thousand calories maybe by towards the end of the year, then after the British, I'm not going to be looking to compete anytime soon. Probably until next year's Worlds. That's something that I need to start doing. I've been competing on a very frequent basis, and I feel like sometimes I'm just getting ready for competitions rather than trying to get stronger. And I think I've got enough self motivation where I'll train regardless of the competition coming up or not. Jesus Christ, this is the most unprofessional podcast ever with all this fucking yawning. So yeah, if I can get to the point where I can handle 4,500 calories every day without putting on body fat, and then suddenly I'm eating 3,700 or 3,800, like a good 800 calorie drop, I'm gonna drop a shitload of body fat, and that's what I want to do. I want to be this same weight as I am right now, 111, 112, but I want to be lean so that I can make weight still but have a shitload more muscle behind me than what I have currently. So hopefully that all goes well, and the reverse diet's going very well, as I say. I'm not putting on body fat, and I'm increasing calories on a weekly basis. I think I'm up to I'm allowed to have 400 grams of carbs and 117 grams of fat this week, whereas before that was about 350 and about 85, and that's a big, big increase, and I haven't been doing it for that long either. So hopefully I can get to that point. But if I have to, I'm prepared to. I'm not married to that plan. If I have to drop a little bit and start a cut earlier or whatever, I'll do that. But the more calories you can handle without putting on body fat, the better off you're going to be with any kind of fat loss plan, because you can still eat a shitload of food, but so that's going to sort of satisfy your hunger cravings. Um, Satiety, I think that's the word. It's going to satisfy all that, but you're still going to get results. Whereas if I could only handle 1,800 calories, and any more than that I was going to put on body fat, it's very hard to drop fat like that, because there's no way for you to go really. So right then, in summary of all this, I had a really, really, just an amazing time at Bodypower. For so many people to come up and to say that I had a lot of people say that I'm the reason that they got into powerlifting, and like that's insane to me that people would say that. Like I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute fucking idiot, and I'm just a normal guy who got lucky, found a sport that he fucking loves and he can put everything into, and just to hear that sort of stuff is just incredible to me now. It really is incredible, and so like I guess what it is it's like what situations and experiences like this are to me. It's validation that I'm handling my life in the right way. So like I say, like I was listening to on the way up there and on the way back as well. I bought an audiobook by Gary Vaynerchuk, entrepreneur extraordinaire. He's fucking ridiculous. He's so smart and switched on. And one of the things that he said in there really resonated with me is like that authenticity is really important when you're trying to build a brand. And that is what I'm doing. I'm trying to build a brand. So like, and he says like it's like people can relate to it a lot more if they can tell that you're an authentic person. And there was all sorts of other things, and like like for somebody as successful as him, one of the things he brought up was like his potty mouth and all that sort of stuff. And I'm the same kind of way. Like I'm gonna be successful because I'm authentic, and like I'm me. I am absolutely unapologetically just me. I will always be me. And just the fact that so many people came up to me and just said that they like what I do, and like the guy saying that he hated me at first, but now he loves me. And people saying that what I do helps them get through their emotional stuff, and I'm the reason that they're doing powerlifting or whatever it may be. That is just it's validation and justification for me just letting myself be vulnerable on social media and everything, because I know that I'm helping people, and I know that people out there like what I do and everything. But saying that, if people don't like what I do, I'm still going to be me, because I don't know how to be anything else. Okay? So, I think that's the end of this podcast. Um, yeah, just really, really incredible experience over the weekend, and I was really happy that I enjoyed it this year, because I fucking hated it the first year that I went. But just meeting up with the people who have helped me put me where I am right now. All my friends from powerlifting, meeting new friends, particularly from Bulk Powder side of things. Michelle, she's a really nice girl. I'm gonna enjoy getting to know her a bit more, and Rachel as well. We're gonna try and get as many like we're gonna try and persuade Bulk Powders to start letting us get together more often and do more video collabs, because it'll be fucking amazing. We've got a really good camaraderie with the Bulk Powders team and the SBD team, and just I want to just get involved and just get to know all those guys as much as I possibly can, because it's moments like that which when I've stopped retiring and when I've stopped lifting and people don't give a fuck about me anymore, it's those kinds of moments that I'm going to really cling on to. I'm going to look back on with fond memories. So yeah, just thank you everybody who just was a part of all my memories from that weekend. Right, that's enough from the cringy cunt. T-shirts will be available very, very soon, and so will my new coaching services. Right, I'm out. I'm gonna go and try and train. I am not fucking optimistic in the slightest, though. Right, thanks for watching, guys. Oh, thanks for listening if you're on SoundCloud, and I'll see you next time.